Much, Bernard. Appreciate your extending such a warm welcome to all of our guests. And as Bernard said, we are excited to have folks here, especially if you're here for the first time. We want to know about you. So please make sure that you introduce yourself there in the chat. Tell us who you are and who invited you to this presentation. Guarantee you will be better off for it because we have Dr. Prasad with us, and Dr. Prasad is going to share with us information that he's been sharing with large scientific audiences all around the world. I mean, to this day, this gentleman is being invited to present information very similar to what we're hearing today. I'm going to ask Dr. Prasad if he'll maybe simplify a little bit for us because some of it is extremely technical and we'll go over most of our head. But that's okay. Now, don't get me wrong, because the more we appreciate that there's hardcore science behind what's being presented, then the better off we are, the more confidence we have in sharing this information care about. So gonna go ahead and get ourselves started. As you can see, our subject matter is World Alzheimer's Month. World Alzheimer's Month. So we're having a frank discussion. It's really more of a scientific discussion, but about this matter with Dr. Kedar Prasad. We have some housekeeping that we have to do before we get started. We have to make sure that everyone who's on our meetings and those who are joining us by live stream on YouTube, we have an obligation to tell you that the FDA has not evaluated the statements that we're making. And it's important that you know that. You're going to be hearing testimonials. Testimonials are purely anecdotal. That means that what happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Neither the Healthcare Support Association of America, Engage Global, Dr. Prasad, Jonathan Jones, or any of the authorized representatives are making any claims that any of the supplements that we recommend will treat or cure any disease. Only the government can make a claim that a supplement can treat a disease. So the presentation you're hearing is for information and educational purposes only. It's not intended to be a substitute for a visit to your doctor. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. So if we have time later in our discussion, we will try to allow room for some questions, but please keep in mind, we do not want to entertain medical questions, especially personal medical questions, because Dr. Prasad is a scientist. And he's not in a position to give medical advice to anyone on this subject matter. However, if you want to send an email to the person who invited you, or you can send an email to me or Bernard, post it in the chat, your question, and we'll make sure that we get a well-researched response to your question for you. So before we invite Dr. Prasad to our discussion, I think it might be good to bring some of you up to speed because there may be some that were not here last week. And we started out our discussion last week with a woman sharing her story about her mother. And I think it might be good to just take a few minutes to share that with you because we also have an update from her that we'll share a little bit later in our discussion as well, because she went on to tell about a month or so later some additional things that her mother, some additional results that she had with her mom. So I'm going to just try to share that with you here in a moment. So give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can't cue this up and allow you guys to hear from Michi Morris and the situation that took place with her mom. Her mom has had Alzheimer's, she said, for about 10 years. So this was not someone who just stumbled across Alzheimer's in the early stages of dementia. She was in full-blown Alzheimer's, and she'd had this problem for some time. So we shared this last week, but this is just a way of kind of bringing you back to.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. Or space rather. It makes it even more special. I had no idea this is what the topic was today, Alzheimer's. I had no idea. So my husband just, was inviting me through Rob. I really don't personally know him, but I know we started with the products and the collagen I started my mother on the collagen, I think last Tuesday is when we received it. Now, my mother has been diagnosed with the Alzheimer's for, I guess, about 10 years. So no focus, 10 years, yes. So no focus, just kind of staring. She's 86 years old. So she's just basically kind of staring. Sometimes we put on gospel music, she'll kind of move her head, that type of thing. Sometimes I'll tell her an old story about her grandmother and she may give a laugh. Other than that, no, she can still walk on her own, that type of thing. But I started the collagen on last Tuesday. And on top of that, last Thursday, she was diagnosed with COVID. And so she had a lot of mucus, yes. So she had a lot of mucus on her chest. So we received the products. I started giving her collagen in her Ensure. Because that's the only way, you know, even her medicine, she just, you know, she chews them. So I started putting it in her insurance, sometime in the cereal. And then the brain boost, I only gave her about 2 brain boosts because my brother's dealing with pancreatic cancer. So my first order, I wanted to send that over to him and get him going right away. So it was round about this week. I think it was round about Friday. You know, we was taking her, you know, on her daily walks. She had more clarity. She was pushing her walker. The neighbors was like, we haven't seen her in a while, and they was calling her name. And she stopped and turned around and waved to them.
Oh my.
And she had not done something like that in 2 or 3 years. And her foot that she was dragging, she was able to keep up with her walker. And then I think it was that Friday morning when I put her in the shower, which she has to lift her leg over the tub. And so I shared with her, I said, why don't you try and wash your face with the washcloth? And this is something she has not done in 2 or 3 years. I would have to bathe her. And just with that one prompting, she started washing her face, and she continued to wash her neck, and she continued to wash her body. And I'm like, whoa. And then when I went around to pick up and get some more soap, she had stepped out of the tub on her own, 1, 2, without falling. And I'm like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. And the only thing I noticed, and it's been different things, I've called my brother after that, and she said, good morning. She said, good morning to him. She had not said anything like that to them in 5 years when they would call. And then last night, my husband and I was going to bed, he's online, and she goes, y'all, I'll see you. She has not had a sentence of 4 or 5 words like that in years. And I'm like, what is going on? Could this be? The only thing I know was the collagen I've given her for about 7, 8 days. She missed 2 days last week. And this morning I did not give it to her. I gave her the brain booster. And she only had about 3 brain boosters. Wow. So that's the only thing other that I've noticed I've been doing. So
I'm
different. Yeah.
I'm speechless right now, Michi Morris.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. That's okay. I'm going to pause it right there, because that sort of lays the foundation for what we're talking about. Because just it wasn't long ago that was what was discussed, and so as you can see, she just came on and just told her story. Dr. Prasad last week gave us a very interesting few comments on that. Maybe he'll share some comments again as to exactly what his observations are with what may have been the reason why Michi Morris's mother got results like that. So we're really looking forward to his comments on that here in just a moment. So let me introduce Dr. Prasad to our discussion. For those of you who have never met Dr. Prasad, He has quite a storied background. He was the professor at University of Colorado School of Medicine for some 30 years. He was also a former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition and a member of the British Society of Medicine. He was invited to be on the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee for candidates in medicine. And if we stop there, his accolades are beyond most people. So, and that'd be impressive enough, but it goes on. There's more things that he's done and accomplished as a scientist. He was the world's first radiation biology PhD. His products have been awarded not 7, but more like 10 US patents now on micronutrients. He discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate. Yes, there is a specific type of vitamin E that has the ability, that is cytotoxic to cancer. Dr. Prasad is the one who discovered that. He also discovered that butyric acid, the small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, is an anti-cancer agent. He's been the author, a co-author of some 32 books, been published, no, I think it's more like 35 books now, published more than 250 times in peer-review publications. Just a few of the books that he's published are featured here. You can see that cancer, you see Parkinson's, and all kinds of other things related to the brain, including PTSD. But most recently, he also published this book on dementia and memory loss. So Dr. Prasad is quite accomplished and well-versed on the subject. So he is eminently qualified to speak to us on the subject. Much of the information that he's going to be presenting us today is in his newly published paper. I say newly published paper. This one goes back probably about 2 years. And it was all about a micronutrient mixture with collagen peptides, probiotic, cannabidiol, and diet that may reduce aging and development and progression of age-related Alzheimer's disease and improve its treatment. Last week, we talked about the progression of it. This week, the focus is going to be on improving its treatment. So that's the second half of Dr. Prasad's presentation. And again, this is something he's presenting on the world stage. So this is not just something we're getting here on a Zoom conference on a Sunday afternoon or evening. This is something Dr. Prasad is presenting scientists around the world. We get a chance to hear it right here firsthand from Dr. Prasad himself. So we're thrilled to have him as part of our discussion. So Dr. Prasad, thank you again for your willingness to join us on a discussion like this and to share with us the science and the research that you have done so extensively. We appreciate that.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, I just today got another invitation to talk on Alzheimer, the title that you read about it. And this will be held in July next year in Germany.
And well, that doesn't surprise me at all, Dr. Prasad. Doesn't surprise me.
I think
what surprises me that more countries aren't inviting you to talk about this. So that's what surprises me. But tell us, Dr. Prasad, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about what you saw there, just to recap for our audience.
Yeah, I think it is very interesting that the antioxidant that you are taking, and of course, collagen peptide is extremely important, as you know, because when you lose at that age, 86-year-old, if you lose collagen markedly, then your brain shrinks and function deteriorates, and then you have Alzheimer's disease. And so if you substitute it, try to restore the collagen level by giving say, collagen peptides, then it has been shown clinically the structure improves and function improves. That means she starts remembering it. And also antioxidant is another very important thing that she was taking it, because that prevents the formation of new beta-amyloid, which causes Alzheimer's disease. And so not only that, but it prevents the formation of any new beta-amyloid that causes these things. Not only that, the last step of the beta-amyloid by which they kill cholinergic nerve cell is by free radicals. So by using antioxidant, not only you are preventing a formation of a new beta-amyloid, but also you are preventing the existing beta-amyloid which are already there. Their action you are preventing, and thereby you are protecting the neuron from dying.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty impressive, Dr. Prasad.
This is very interesting. I mean,
And
people don't hear, it is so simple, but I don't know why people don't realize this.
well, I don't know, Dr. Prasad. It's because it's simple, and we're not going to suggest that it has anything to do with money or finances and revenue or anything like that. But we're happy to know that there's a scientific reason for what happened there, and that was just a fluke. So you wrote extensively about this, Dr. Prasad, and
Yes.
You requested 2 weeks ago that we go on to talk about treatment. So we moved it up to now. That was going to be next month, but we moved it up to right now because you wanted to talk about this. So I have the rest of your slides here. So whatever you'd like to tell us, we got 30, 35, 40 minutes now that you can share with us whatever you want to share with your slides.
Yeah, like you have mentioned that the current treatment of Alzheimer's disease are based on improving the symptom of the disease and not its causes of the disease. That's very important. And therefore, disease continue to progress slowly and quality of mind continue to deteriorate. And in advanced stage of Alzheimer, you have abnormal behavior, agitation, hallucinations, and all kind of crazy behavior, hyperactivity. And so that's terrible things to do that. So
it would make
right
sense
now,
then to
there
go
are three,
beyond what they're doing.
right now there are there are three major targets for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease. One is how to increase the acetylcholine level in cholinergic neuron where they are made. And the reason it is important, because in Alzheimer's disease, the acetylcholine in early phase, acetylcholine level goes down. And acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter which is responsible for storing your memory and ability to learn and do things that you wanted to do. So it is very important neurotransmitter. When it goes down, then you start forgetting. So the drug they use it either you prevent the degradation of acetylcholine by using the enzyme cholinesterase, that is technical name. But so if you prevent the breakdown of acetylcholine, they improve your cognitive function. But you are not doing anything that is causing the damage to acetylcholine, because eventually cholinergic neuron where acetylcholine is made die, and then you have nothing to do. So that's why the effect of these drugs lasts only for a few months, because then cholinergic neuron dies and then there's no other place to go to improve your memory. So why they died? Again, because increased oxidative stress and inflammation. So they die. And when they die, nothing can do. And so the question is how to prevent the death of cholinergic neuron. Well, obviously, it is oxidative stress and inflammation which is causing the death of cholinergic neuron. So you use antioxidant supplement, like we have in microdaily EMF. And then that will, what you call, that will protect cholinergic neuron from dying. And therefore, the effectiveness of drug that lasts only a few months can last for a longer period of time.
That's pretty impressive, Dr. Prasad. So this cholinergic neuron is important. And you said this to us before, that beta-amyloid is what destroys this cholinergic neuron. So the antioxidant is what protects it and revives it?
This is the one phase. Second phase is that what people are using is the beta-amyloid production. And in Alzheimer's disease, you have a high level of beta-amyloid, and that causes death of cholinergic neuron by generating additional free radicals.
Okay.
So the question is why they are producing it? Why they're producing so many beta-amyloid? because the oxidative stress specifically increases the activity of enzyme called gamma secretase. And this enzyme breaks down the large amino acid APP into a smaller fragments called beta-amyloid. So remember, it is oxidative stress which increases the breakdown of APP into beta-amyloid, and this is caused by oxidative stress. So if you have antioxidant, then it would not happen. There won't be any new production of beta-amyloid. So the question then, what the drug industry thought, well, we can't do anything because they don't know how it is done. So he said, well, we can develop some antibodies. The second group of people is that right now currently being used in some cases is antibodies against beta-amyloid. And so then it binds with the beta-amyloid and beta-amyloid can do anything.
Interesting.
But idea is good, but it has so severe the side effect in the brain, like extensive bleeding.
Wow.
That it cannot be used for a long time. So it has no valid purpose.
Wow.
And there are no other medication which can reduce hyperphosphorylation tau protein, which is also helps in progression of the Alzheimer's disease. But antioxidant can reduce hyperphosphorylation. So you can see that how many steps antioxidant can help. It can reduce the formation of beta-amyloid. If it is already existing beta-amyloid, it will block their action because they do their action by generating free radicals. So in this way, you protect neuron. So you can still, if you want to use it, because this is very non-toxic, the best way would be to use in combination. So if you want to use a beta-amyloid, but the antibody of beta-amyloid can be used, but it has a lot of toxicity. The question is, does antioxidant can reduce the toxicity and take the advantage of beta-amyloid, the antibody of beta-amyloid? Nobody knows for sure. But I think before going that, we have a very easy way to do it. And easy way is to use the antioxidant, for example, is very important. Our micro daily EMF and collagen peptide, as the lady was taking, is extremely important because 30%, not only for Alzheimer's disease, but for general health purposes. Because 30% of your total body protein is collagen. It is present in every organ in your body, not only in the brain, in the ear, you name it. So if you lose, you can see in the skin, but you don't see in the brain. You don't see in the heart, but their function are being affected too. And therefore, it is so important that to have a collagen peptide because that maintain one of the major function of the collagen peptide is to maintain a structural integrity and functional integrity of all organs. Even hearing disorders that you see, hearing loss you see, is related in part due to the loss of collagen. Ear has a collagen number 2, 4, 9. Different organs have different types of collagen. There are 28 different types of collagen. So that's very important. Now, then as I said, that in the end, the advanced disease of Alzheimer's disease, you become hyperactive, hallucination, and abnormal behavior. And you can see there include anxiety, depression, apathy, agitation, sleep disturbances, psychosis, hallucination, and delusions. So how do you do? Current drug to treat these kind of symptoms is such as Prozac and Zoloft. And because they act as an inhibitor of a serotonin reuptake. But cannabidol does the same thing without any toxicity, reduces the behavior abnormality by increasing level of serotonin
That's pretty amazing, Dr. Prasad.
So simple.
Yeah, no, it's
But
too
see right now, the whole industry of treating the diseases, Alzheimer or Parkinson's, they go with the symptoms.
That's right.
The causes. And there are multiple causes. You have causes not only increased oxidative stress and inflammation, you have intestinal dysbiosis, you have loss of collagen, you have loss of function of omega-3. All those things has to be restored if you want to prevent it. Or if you want to improve the current treatment, you combine this plan with the drug that you are using it.
Right. Because then you can ameliorate the side effects of it. It was unnerving to see, Dr. Prasad. I don't know how I missed this before. I don't think I saw it, that some of the drugs that currently are used for treating this disease cause bleeding in the brain.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
I'm no doctor, no scientist, but that cannot be a good thing, having blood in the brain.
Yeah, that's why people are not very much using it right now. I mean, earlier stage, as when they were developed, they were excited about it. But once the side effects, sometimes people take a chance and say, I may not develop side effects.
That's horrible. Well, we're glad that that you are giving us this information, and we're seeing clearly exactly what needs to be done. By the end of our discussion, we're going to make sure that everyone knows exactly what the protocol is. If they want to try these micronutrients for their own benefit.
And again, this does not interfere with the medication that you are taking. As a matter of fact, it will increase their effectiveness, no matter what kind of medication you are taking.
That's good. That's good.
So it is not an alternative. It is a complement to the medication that you are taking. It will prolong their good effect for a long time and reduce potential toxicity so that you can have a good quality of life during the time you are going to be on this planet.
Yeah, that's impressive to hear. We're going to pause here for a second, Dr. Prasad, and just share part 2 of Michi Morris's story, because at the end of her first discussion there, I said to her, listen, give us an update. I mean, even if she asked for a toothpick, we want to know any improvements whatsoever. And she did. She came back about a month later, and so she gave us some improvements. So I want to share that now.
Sure.
It was on a long discussion, but I'm going to try to fast forward to the part where she begins to talk about her mom. So I think this is where she is right here.
Okay.
As she began to add nutrition to her diet.
Yes, my mother is an Alzheimer's person, and she's been that way for about 10 years. But I've been taking care of her here at home. And each year around about her birthday, around about April, I would see more declining. She was doing pretty good. Some sentences, kind of washing her face. Even now, she's sitting over here. She would fold her clothes. I would give her a basket of clothes, and she could, fold the clothes or little hand towels up until about the first of this year. Well, around about February, March, everything just kind of stopped. She wasn't doing any of it. And the washing the face, getting out of the tub, she couldn't do any of that since about 2019. And so I was sharing that about 3 weeks ago. I started her on the collagen once a day. I would put it in her Ensure, and sometime we would put it in the cereal, and maybe about one brain boost. And one day in the shower, I turned around to get some more soap, and she just stepped out of the shower. She was out of the shower. And I'm like, whoa, be careful. And then I got her back in the shower, and I was like, why don't you try and wash your face? Not only did she wash her face, she washed her neck and continued to wash her entire body. And just kind of skipping over some things I even shared with the neighbors. We took her walking on a walker, and they were like, oh, we haven't seen her in a while. And they started calling her name. Her name is actually Queen. They call her Miss Queen. And she started waving at them. And they was like, wow, she's doing really well. And so even on this week, now, mind you, I went over to see about my brother that I shared that has the pancreatic cancer. So I had not given her the collagen. I think I only gave it to her Monday and Tuesday, perhaps on Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday I did not give it to her. Well, I get it. We got another shipment in, and I gave it to her yesterday. And I gave her the brain boost on yesterday. Well, last night when we were getting ready to go to bed, and I know you said you wanted to know anything she did, even if it's a toothpick. We were getting ready to go to bed, and she loves to try and make up her bed. Well, I wish I would have had my camera. She got in the bed and crawled on all fours to go over to the other side to make her bed. And that blew me away. She has not done that, anything remotely like that, in about 5 years. And I'm like, wow. And she crawled back and came on the other side. And of course, I tried to get her to do it again, and of course she wouldn't. And this morning, when I went to get her up before church, she was already up, sitting on the side of her bed. And she doesn't get up on her own. So she was just sitting on the side of the bed, and I'm like, oh, wow, look at you. And of course, she sat there a while. And then this evening, when I went to get something to eat, and I wrote it down, and I told my husband I wasn't going to share with him until I got online. But when I went to Publix to get something to eat, and I came back, she was sitting on the sofa, and she was laying down. And I said, hi, Ma. And she goes, I'm just laying here. I just washed some things, and I laid over here on the bed. 2 sentences. She has never, ever done that. And I gave her the collagen this morning, and I gave her a brain boost and a micro daily. And she patted the sofa for her bed. She said, I'm just laying here on the bed. I just washed. She couldn't get the whole sentence. I just washed some things. I'm just laying here. And tears on the inside. I could not believe she was able to get those many words out. And I'm like, something is going on here. Something is going on here, because I have not given her anything but that collagen and that brain boost. And that was with 2 days of even skipping it. So something is happening. So
Dr. Prasad, help us to understand why.
Again, even though she has a lot of beta-amyloid there, but is blocking the action of beta-amyloid and also reducing the progression, formation of new beta-amyloid. So she's ahead of the game. And I was surprised that she didn't take the micro-daily EMF, just those two brain boost and
Just
the
those
collagen.
two things. But she did say she did give her some micro daily. She did say that. early in the discussion. She just didn't include it, but what she now added to the whole mixture was the brain boost and collagen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, does it shock you to see this level of progress, though, Dr. Prasad? I mean, this is
I would say, theoretically, I would have expected it. But theoretically, one thing, and seeing the real effect, I mean, based on scientific fact, I'm explaining it. But does it have work? I don't know. But now I know it works. So it is.
Now
and
we all know.
You can see that it is a so simple procedure. And if you take an earlier stage, say what you are in the 40s, then you will not have to worry about, or 50s, you don't have to worry about developing Alzheimer at any moment at all.
There you go. There you go, Dr. Prasad. So,
and then if you have already, and another thing that I want to mention, that many times older people, not Alzheimer, but older people, say at the age of 60, and they forget something, name, places, for temporarily. Sometime I will forget the English word, but I will remember the Hindi word of certain object.
Yeah.
This happens. And that is not cause, that doesn't mean that you have Alzheimer or you are going to have Alzheimer. It simply means that it is age-related memory loss. Why age-related memory loss? It is not because of the death of cholinergic neuron or acetylcholine. It is because damage of the synapse. Because synapse, presynapse releases some acetylcholine, goes to postsynapse neuron, and they do their function. So if the damage is, synapse get damaged, then acetylcholine cannot be transported. And therefore, we will have a problem of age-related dementia.
Okay.
So that is caused by damage. Why damage? For the same reason. Increased oxidative stress and inflammation can also cause damage to synapse. And if you protect the synapse, you don't have age-related memory loss.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So really then every single one of us that's got some miles on us, we should make sure that we're doing micro daily.
Yes.
And, collagen and all the other things. In fact, why don't we go forward there just to finish up your presentation and give you a chance to describe the things, because an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And if anybody's wondering, I take all of this because I don't want to deal with dementia and all
this
that.
is good. Diet, lifestyle is very good. Stop tobacco, smoking, reduce. We have been saying this for ages. Environment, avoid exposure to polluted air and water, heavy metal and pesticides, and reduce prolonged exposure to UV radiation, as EMF radiation is also very, very important. Despite similar recommendation by federal and private agency for decades, aging and age-related Alzheimer's disease continue to increase. Why? Because human behavior with respect to diet, lifestyle, and environment are difficult to change. In addition to that, it does not attenuate the internal stressor like oxidative stress, inflammation, and other stressor, and therefore disease continue to progress.
That's right. That's right. So now we've encapsulated your concluding remarks here for on your presentation. We're going to talk about the products in a moment, but go ahead.
Yeah, aging and Alzheimer's disease share some common cellular defect, while some are specific to AD. And proposed micronutrient mixture, probiotics with prebiotics, digestive enzyme, collagen peptides, omega-3, in combination with current preventive recommendation, would markedly reduce the risk of AD. And combination of drug therapy with proposed prevention plan together with CBD would prolong the effectiveness of therapy by reducing the impact of all internal stressor and without significant side effects.
That's beautiful, Dr. Prasad. That's beautiful and well stated. So I'm going to take just a minute here to update folks, and then we'll give them a chance to ask some questions. But for the benefit of our audience, this is the micronutrient formula that Dr. Prasad has recommended, because this is one he's formulated. And you'll notice that this specific one also has 4 additional ingredients in it that assists with EMF
Yes.
radiation. So this is why this is the best one of them all. This package right here called the Core 4 has everything in it, almost everything that Dr. Prasad, this is the foundation. This is the foundation 4 items that Dr. Prasad has recommended specifically if we want better health overall. So
Right.
I take this, my wife takes this, my mother-in-law's on this. Every family member that I have is on this Core 4. My mother-in-law takes extra of the micro daily, and now my wife is taking high doses of micro daily, and so am I. I take at least double doses twice a day, and I take double doses of collagen every day. And I'm going to tell you something about that omega-3. Now, I take that stuff like my life depends on it because it's made all the difference with my back. And I had a limp in my left hip, Dr. Prasad. It's gone now. So I just noticed that the other day. Michi Morris mentioned Brain Boost that she was given to her mom. Can you tell us what this does as far as those cholinergic neurons is concerned?
Yeah, cholinergic neuron, it does it because it protects, you provide a additional, because as you know, brain is exposed to very high level of oxidative stress every day. And so I said, well, we can provide some additional one. And one of them is, for example, resveratrol. And resveratrol not only acts as a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammation, but it also increases the number of new mitochondria. So you can produce more energy.
There you go.
That's
a big deal. That's why I feel energy. I take 2 of those in the morning and 2 in the evening, and man, it just lights my brain up personally. I love it. So that's like brain food, folks. So remember, like just like you feed your fish, you can feed your brain. Brain food is like brain food.
Right, exactly. So this is called Delhi. It's very important. One thing I mentioned that people don't realize it. Collagen peptide. We added an inhibitor of collagenase. Collagenase is the enzyme which destroys collagen. And so if you just use collagen peptides without inhibitor, it will show some effect, but it will not last very long. So we added a amla extract and white tea extract. They are inhibitors of collagenase so that new collagen form can last for a longer time. But another function that we did not realize that collagen collagen peptide does not have it, but because it has an inhibitor, fruit extract and white tea extract, these two also, in addition to acting as an inhibitor of collagenase, they also act as an inhibitor of the DPP4 enzyme, which destroys the GLP-1.
Okay.
But for a long time, I was saying that collagen peptide does improves the effectiveness of GLP-1 boost that we have developed it. But I was thinking that collagen can't be, it is just a protein. So then I said, let me see amla extract and what do they have any inhibitor of the DPP4 enzyme which destroys collagen. And so sure enough, GLP-1, we destroy GLP-1.
Wow.
Sure, I found, but it's a small amount.
Wow, that's a big deal. And so listen, folks, if you just heard what Dr. Prasad said, he's told us in the past, extremely good for people with diabetes. That's what the DPP4 is all about. But it also has a huge impact right there on GLP-1.
That's right, exactly. So, that's why it was working so good in combination with the diabetic medications, collagen peptides. It is not collagen per se, which is very important for another reasons. But the inhibitor of DPP4, which destroys GLP-1, which is very important for diabetes. And so this was very good. So in recent time, we have identified 2 more herbs. It's too long to which inhibits DPP4 by 88%. And this individually does about 30-40%. And so next time we will have a new preparation of GLP-1 boost in which it will be added so that you have a much, much better one.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you want to get good results with your GLP-1 boost, make sure that you add the collagen peptide to it also.
Yeah, because exactly.
And Dr. Prasad recommended the I'm sorry?
I mean, that the main reason we added was so that to inhibits collagenase.
Yes,
But
yes,
now
yes.
it also have another function.
Yes, yes, yes. And one more thing, folks. In previous discussion, Dr. Prasad is going to be talking about this collagen peptide this coming week. So
Yeah.
make sure for everybody who's on here, make sure, because he's going to break down everything about this collagen peptide this coming week. Do not miss that meeting. I think it's on what, Wednesday night or Thursday night?
Yeah, I think June. I think it is Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right, so folks, don't miss that. Just so get back with who invited you to this meeting. They're going to tell you exactly when it is, but listen carefully. Dr. Prasad has covered this before. This blocks those beta amyloids. And remember, we're talking about Alzheimer's right now, and beta amyloids is the root of all evil when it comes to Alzheimer's disease. This blocks beta amyloid. So that's a big deal. And remember, Michi Mars, she said that she added that to her mom's formula. So that's a critical component when it comes to fighting that dreaded condition. The probiotic daily also very important, and Dr. Prasad has commented on that. Omega-3, great for the brain, great for the heart. He's commented on that. Digestive boost for those who are having issues with the gut. Go ahead, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, no, because this is not in a core 4, because it is only in older people,
Right.
If you go to the 60 or 70, then your digestive enzyme production will start reducing it. But if you are younger, 40, 50, you don't need a digestive enzyme. And that's why it has not become a part of core 4. But when I discuss these things, we always include digestive enzyme for older people.
Well, let me just give you a slight update from the field on this, okay? There are people in their 40s and their 50s that are screaming about this stuff, this digestive boost. We've got folks now that they don't take much of the other product, and they're screaming about digestive boost, that they will never run out of it. So just to let you know, and they're in their 40s and their 50s, so it is helping a lot of people. Yes, it is helping a lot, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah.
And sleep boost is critical. If you're not
very important.
This is your whole life is dependent upon sleep.
I take every day.
Every single day. I take 2 of those every night. So here you are, folks. This is the price. If you're wondering about the price when it comes to Alzheimer's, this original and slowing down the clock. So aging and Alzheimer, age-related Alzheimer's, this is the core 4 that Dr. Prasad recommends. Now, listen carefully. All of the boosts, when you call customer service, all of the boost products, except the CBD, they will give you on a sliding scale discounts. The first boost will give you $10 off. The second boost, they'll give you $15 off. This is all off the wholesale prices. And the third boost, they'll give you $20 off all the way up to the 5th one. So when you add boost products to your subscription orders, the company, Age Global, is subsidizing your better health. So if you bought these retail, they'd cost you $320 approximately. If you looked at all the ingredients on each of these bottles, it would be probably close to $1,000. But they have dropped the price down when you buy them in this bundle to $205. And then, of course, when you add the boost items on, you get the discount. So let's say you added a CBD boost to it. It's going to be about, I think, $75 or $80 is a CBD boost. You will not get a discount on the CBD boost. Just so understand that. That's already about as rock bottom as you can get with that. But the brain boost, you'll get $10 off that. The digestive boost, you'll get $15 off that one. And if you add the sleep boost to it, you'll get $20 off that one and any other boost that you add on after that. So that's the way Engage Global is subsidizing better health. Dr. Prasad says this is the very minimum for good health that you would want to have. So if you just want to stabilize your health, you just want optimal health, this is the minimum that you would want to do. So the bottom line is you just get back with the person who invited you to this discussion, and they will help you to put together an order for yourself or someone that you care about and help you get in contact with customer service for it. And before we allow room for your questions that you may have, we just like to remind you, please don't expect a pill, potion, or lotion to do for you what you could do for yourself. Change your relationship with your couch. We highly recommend that you get moving. get moving. Physical activity, not enough can be said about that as good medicine. They now have adjusted. They used to say you need to get 10,000 steps a day. They've now adjusted and said that the optimum amount of steps is about 7,000 steps per day. So that means if you're a Walmart shopper, instead of trying to find the closest spot to Walmart or Costco or Sam's Club or wherever you go, please look for the furthest away parking spot that you can get. Get those extra steps in, and you'll be amazed at what difference that will make in your life. And next week, Jeff Ashby is going to be hearing testimonials. So next week is all about everyone has a story. So you want to make sure that anybody that you know, you want them there next week, because this is a time to hear all the different ways that people are saying that they benefit from Dr. Prasad's formula. So we're excited about those kinds of meetings. So there we have it. We got maybe just another minute or two to where we can possibly take one or two questions. Bernard, do we have any popped up in the chat that we could
I sent them on your chat, Jonathan.
Okay, so someone wants to know about which micronutrients are good for nerve damage. I can tell you that all of them are good. The core 4 is critical.
Yeah.
And the omega-3 would be critical. Dr. Prasad also put borage oil in the omega-3. Borage oil is phenomenal for diabetic neuropathy. So the omega-3, that's the one you want to go with. So I've got herniated disc in my back, and I take 2 of them 3 or 4 times a day. No question about what it does. But for neuropathy, outstanding for that as well. So nerve damage, the entire core 4, especially collagen peptide, and especially the omega-3 would be good for any kind of nerve damage to that. And my mother-in-law, I give my mother-in-law the entire core 4. So she's on all of that, everything that's there. And we're going to be with her now until the end of October. And she always has improvement. Yesterday, I focused more on the omega-3 because we walk in the door. It's not hello. She's like, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. So I just pull out of my pocket, slap some omega-3 in her mouth. And in a short while, she's no longer complaining about those same pains. This morning, she slept through the night. She didn't wake up until around 10 o'clock this morning. Do you hear me? Normally, she's waking Joanne up all night long when we get here. She didn't wake up till 10 o'clock this morning. So the omega-3 is making a huge difference in the inflammation for her. So we're going to just keep increasing that and make sure that that's helping her. Christine has a question. Christine Family has a question. Now, if you could turn your camera on, great, because then we could spotlight you and add you to the video. If you cannot, we understand. So go ahead, Christine.
This camera doesn't work, but can you hear me?
We can hear you fine. Go ahead, please.
What I was want to ask is, if a person has cancer, can they also take the collagen too?
No.
No.
Dr. Prasad recommends not taking the collagen peptide if you have active cancer. Wait until you're declared cancer-free by your doctor. Then you
and the reason is because your immune system sends the cell to kill cancer cell. So cancer cell might grow slowly. But if collagen peptide somehow blocks the cell killing lymphocytes from the immune system to go to the cancer regions, and therefore it will stimulate the growth of the cancer. So I know.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for your question.
Jonathan, before you get to the other person,
go ahead.
There was a question that was on there about the protocol for ones on dialysis, and perhaps when you mention that, you can mention which micro daily you recommend. A lot of people keep asking the question, well, if a person on dialysis, what micro daily do you recommend? So they're asking for that formula.
Very good, very good. I just saw that question pop up, and when it comes to dialysis, there's no right or wrong formula for dialysis. Dr. Prasad has simply said use the core 4, and the micro daily itself specifically, whether it's the original formula or the EMF formula, will benefit a person. Now, we've had many testimonials of individuals who've used the EMF, and we've had testimonials from folks who've used the original, formula when they're dealing with kidney issues. So it's up to the individual, whatever your budget can afford. Dr. Prasad recommends the EMF. That's his best formula. So
because there you have to they suffer a lot of oxidative stress and inflammation. And therefore, in order to maintain that core 4, if you can afford it, would be the best one for you. And if you are anxious, then of course collagen. The CBD would be also very important if you have anxiety, depression because of the situation that you are going through. But at least the core 4 would maintain your, at this stage, what you want to maintain is a good quality of life. And everybody has to leave this planet. And so, but we want to have a good quality of life while we are here.
Very good, very good.
Oh, okay, Jonathan, you got the Christine family and then the Pittman family.
Yeah, yes, Christine is not has been taken care of, but Dolores, did you have a comment there about the dialysis?
Yes, Jonathan, I do. Microdaily saved a person from dialysis. And that was just with the original formula. At the time, we did not have the EMF, but we got her on the original formula. And I got a text one morning, and she thanked me for us saving her kidneys, she said. At the event here, when you was here a couple of weeks ago, she was at the event, and she's still not on dialysis.
Oh, that's very good.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much, Dolores,
That's
for
very
sharing
nice.
that. And I didn't get to interview her, Dr. Prasad, but I remember meeting her. We were in Albany just a couple of weeks ago, and she shared her story there. So, Esther Pittman, please, you have a question? And don't forget to unmute Esther Pittman.
Can't hear this. Yeah.
There we go. Go ahead. We had you there 1 second. Go ahead again. Let's try now. You back muted.
Unmute it.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Got a person with stage 5 kidney failure.
Uh-huh.
What do you recommend? He's got a disease, and I can't remember the name of it, but it shuts down one organ at a time, or it works on all the different organs.
Right. When it comes to any kind of kidney disease, in fact, we've done a whole discussion on the kidneys. So we'll send you the recording of the last discussion we had on the kidney, but they need to be on the core 4. Almost
Core
every
4.
single thing
Core
that a
4.
person is dealing with, the core 4, will help their overall body.
Yeah, exactly.
Increase the amount of microdaily if they can afford it. So do the core 4 and then add an extra dose of the original microdaily, okay?
Okay.
Sure.
Very good. Angelique Greer.
This is not a question, but this is similar to what the Dolores was saying. I have a customer, and the reason she started taking microdaily was because her doctors had told her kidneys were going bad. And she said, I don't want to end up on dialysis. So she started taking the microdaily, and then she said when she went back to her doctor, they said it was not getting worse. They were not getting worse each time. But then when we had the special on the collagen, she said, I want to try it. She did the collagen, added that to it. And when she went back to her doctor, they go, your kidneys are improving.
See?
So at first it was just, they weren't going worse, they weren't getting worse, but now they're improving. And that's the collagen.
It is because it is present in all organs. You know, when you get older, you deteriorate in the skin, you can see it, but you don't see in the kidney, you don't see in the heart, you don't see in the brain until you get too late, you know.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for bringing that.
For that one. One last question, Dr. Prasad. Can you briefly explain the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's?
Sure. What is that?
What's the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's? That's one last question we have.
Dementia is no difference. It is just a different. It is Latin word of memory loss, really. Dementia is nothing but memory loss. But there is some Latin word, DE means something else. MEN means something else. There is a Latin word, I can send you the information.
Right.
Why it's called dementia, but dementia simply means memory loss.
Okay, and then Alzheimer's is further degradation of the brain.
Yeah. Like Alzheimer dementia. vascular dementia. These are all different types of memory loss. Different regions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Prasad, thank you very much again, sir, for everything that you've shared with us. For everyone who's joined us today, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it very much. Get the word out. Get the word out. Dr. Prasad has forgotten more than most of us know about this subject, and the world needs to know about it. Corleen said a question, made a comment in the chat. She said the biggest thing that she had a question about was, why is the United States not paying attention to this information? All these other countries inviting you to speak, but why the United States is not inviting you to speak? We agree with that. So we need everybody's help. Get the word out. This recording right now is posted on my YouTube channel. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Put your comments in the chat on YouTube and share this video with other people. The world needs to know about it. Dr. Prasad, thank you very much again, sir, for all that you've provided us with. We appreciate you so much, sir. Everybody can unmute yourselves and say goodbye to Dr. Prasad.
Bye, Doctor.
Good night, sir.
Bye, Dr. Prasad.
Bye.
Bye, Dr. Prasad.
Bye. Thank you so much,
Dr.
Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Have a good day.
Bye.
Great job.